Hi everyone, welcome to All Booked. Firstly, a very happy Sri Ramanavami to everyone. So may you all be blessed with good health, happiness, and prosperity. In this series, we're sharing 21 books that can change your life. And today, I have my dear friend, Captain Dr. Sukhwinder Kaur. Hi, Sukhwinder.
Hi, Malika. Coach Malika. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Great. Awesome.
Perfect. So, Sukhwinder is the 18th Women Officer of Indian Army. She's doctorate in Women Entrepreneurship Laws, senior leader in facility and real estate management. She's mother of two beautiful children, and she's a blogger and also founder of the Book Lovers Club in Pune. So I'm very, very happy to have her on board because I know she loves books and we have had amazing conversations around books. So once again, welcome back, Sukhwinder. And
Thank
I
you.
want to know about the book that has inspired you or made that impact in your life.
Sure. So, although there are a number of books that I could cite, but the one book that I must have read at least a dozen times since the time I read it first time is the book called The Fountainhead, written by Ayn Rand, way back in 1943. I
Love.
read it first time when I was in 12th standard. And thereafter, I would have, I think, read it at least a dozen times. And every time I learn something new out of it. It's life changing for me.
Lovely. So how did you come across that book?
So actually, me and my very close friend in school, Rutika, we were both passionate about books, and she happened to come across this author, Ayn Rand, and she told me, "Have you read Ayn Rand?" And I said, "No." So she said, "You pick a book and read. She is not just an author, or she's not just somebody who writes books. She is a way of life and a philosophy to life." And that's how the first book I got my hands on was The Fountainhead. And true, it has changed my life.
Wow. Very interesting. So tell me how it has changed your life.
Okay. So, right from the beginning, I have been very different from my peer group, even my siblings. I've been very independent, very passionate about things, very strong sense of right and wrong. However, when I speak, and I speak very direct and straightforward, to the point of bluntness, was not always appreciated, including my own family and parents. People like things sugar coated. So I
Sure.
used to always think, is there something wrong with me? Am I somewhere lacking? At that time, we didn't know what's EQ, but I guess the question in my mind was, am I lacking in the EQ? And I wanted to change myself because I wanted to be more popular and liked. But when I read this book, the fundamentally talks about the individual against the collective. The main character Howard Roke is what I connect with. And after I read this book for the first time, it gave me the confidence that I'm not a collective, I'm not a mass of opinions. I'm not born to live my life by the validation and approval of others. I am an individual, and it's okay to be an individual with our own mind and thoughts and passions. So
That's
that was the beginning.
wonderful. Yeah, and yes, actually, it has been my biggest. I'm still working on it, where you have to express yourself without having to sugarcoat anything. And sometimes you think that if I express my opinion or say what I feel about it, honestly, I don't know how the other person is going to react. And there is reputation management, breaking people's hearts and their opinions. So there's a lot of things involved in it. So it does
Yeah.
get a little sticky there. But Sukhwinder has been my dearest friend, and we have gone through some good and bad times, and we have spoken about it. And she's always been the one to say that, say it as it is. I mean, don't sugarcoat it. If it is lousy, it is
Yeah.
lousy. That's about it. So, yeah, that's amazing. So, what aspects of your life has changed after reading this book?
So one my self-confidence, because the central character there, Howard Rowe, he believes that his only religion and prayer is his work, and if he can maintain the integrity inside and outside, and it reflects in his work, that's the happiest state to be in. So that's how I have also started to live my life. What I believe in, I work on those. When it comes to a sticky situation, I will choose with what is right, irrespective of whether it makes me unpopular. Then the other thing he said is that all great inventions and great ideas come from an individual. They don't come as a collective or a committee, because the individual mind is the most beautiful machinery which will throw out innovation. Thereafter, a committee can find out ways of creating a prototype and commercializing it or mass producing it. But the stupendous ideas come from an individual. That's
Very,
another thought that I strongly believe in and I live by. And lastly, what he said is that if you have the courage to stand by what you believe in, then only you will find the happiness that every human being deserves. So, if you believe in something, you work with integrity towards it, you must have the courage to stand by it and protect it. As against the other character called Peter Keating, who's always and always worried about what are people going to say. All his decisions are influenced by public opinion. All his actions are towards becoming more popular and more acceptable, so much so that he forgets his own happiness, and in the end he's the worst second rater. And majority of the people in this world, unfortunately, are living the life of Peter Keating, that is a second rater who go only by the likes and thumbs up. Very few Howard books. So, and lastly, I also learned that being selfish is not a bad thing. And that is propagated by a character called Ellsworth Toohey. He believed that there should be nothing called self. Whereas Howard promotes that unless you have a self, where is the individual? So when you have a self, you will feel the pride in yourself, and that's called self being selfish. It's not wrong,
right,
it's not bad, it's a very positive thing. So these are some of the
right.
things that impacted my life, and I try and live by them.
Very interesting. I read this book and it is very, very profound. And through story, it does communicate life lessons to us. And so many times that we want to play safe, be people pleasers, and go with the herd. But sometimes it takes a lot of courage to just step out and say no to something and protect yourself and your energy and protect your ideas and your individuality. So thank you so much for sharing this wonderful book, Sukhwinder. And I urge the audience to read this book. I think it is a must. And maybe every child must read this. Every teenager must read this to understand their own individuality and step up their game. So once again, thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much for having me.
yeah, pleasure is mine. And you all beautiful people, once again, happy Sri Ramanavami and enjoy this day and be healthy, happy, stay home, stay safe. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.